So we were talking about games that we thought were overrated, and he said one that I'm like, really? You really think that's overrated? And so I want you to start off and tell everybody what that game is and why you think it's overrated.
Earthbound. I thought it was overrated because I couldn't do it. It was slow. I couldn't do anything.
Okay.
It was almost like a stupid version of any Sim City. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't get that part, but
like
it's an RPG, and you love RPGs. That's one of your favorite genres, right?
I love RPGs. Yeah,
okay.
I do. But I tried playing it, but like I said, it was trying to get through the first 20 minutes of 2001: A Space Odyssey. I fell asleep every time. It actually,
in all seriousness, no. That if you want to fall asleep, actually watch that movie. But yeah, okay.
Like it after the monkey part. I'm 20 minutes to dock in a space station, and that's what it felt like whenever I was playing Earthbound.
Okay.
So like I didn't see the point in continuing it any further than what I did, which was probably a good 15 to 20 minutes into the game.
Okay.
I thought it was a piece of crap. All right, and I didn't understand why it cost $100.
Well, I mean, it came with this big box. It came with this big strategy guide. So, I mean, there's that. Well, video games, a lot of times, were just more expensive anyway. Like, I think Street Fighter was like around $75, and that was just for Street Fighter 2. Sometimes they were just more expensive, and then that came out with the strategy book. But getting off topic here a little bit, I will say that I don't necessarily think it's like one of the better Super Nintendo games. It's not on my top 20 list or anything like that. And I hear people just giving all these praises, Earthbound. It's amazing. And I'm not going to sit here and say it's an amazing game, but I do think it's pretty good. I like it. Now, I haven't beat it all the way through. I've gone about halfway through the game, and I tend to do that sometimes. I'll start a game, and It's distracted, and something will happen, and then I'll get back to it, but I end up never actually getting back to it. The thing that actually I really like about it, though, is the fact that it's like a lot of RPGs, they take place, with dragons and medieval times and, Final Fantasy type stuff, although some Final Fantasy stuff is like modern or like computer age and stuff like that, which I do like. This was in modern times, so you're a kid, and it was like, it kind of had this like 50s alien invasion vibe to it. It just takes you on this really weird, crazy journey, and I really liked that.
No, I understand that, but if I'm going to play something like that, I'll play Chrono Trigger, something that's actually exciting, something that's not boring, something that doesn't actually put me to sleep. Because bottom line is, if your game comes with a strategy guide, you have problems off the bat.
No.
Yeah, no.
Well, so if it comes with a strategy guide, not if you go to GameStop and get a strategy guide because you need it, but if it's like, bro, you're going to need this.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
In other words, it's like, hey, this isn't for the average person.
Okay.
You're not going to understand this. Let us go ahead and give you a helpful hint, because bottom line is, it's not going to happen.
Now, granted, the game is full of moments like that where it's like it leaves you scratching your head, and you do really kind of need some kind of guidance to figure out what to do. That wasn't a deterrent for me to actually say that, or it wasn't really bad enough for me to not like the game, apparently like it did for you.
Okay, and that's understandable, and I can understand that, but it was for me because at the time I wasn't the best reader. So
okay,
so
the best reader.
So for all of those out there like me who weren't the best readers during their first few years of elementary school.
So how did you get through any RPG then at that point if you couldn't read?
I would have somebody read it for me.
Okay. I will say that the one thing that I kind of don't like is the battle system. I'm not a big fan of not seeing your character on screen with the battle systems. Now, I like battle systems in most RPGs because it's strategic. It's like a chess match.
Absolutely, and I love chess. Dude,
right.
Hey, you want? I'll battle anybody, Jay.
Let's do it, bitch.
Okay, let's do a chess. Let's do a chess match sometime.
Anytime.
I like to be able to see my characters because to me it's more interesting. It's cooler, like Chrono Trigger, like Secret of Mana, like Final Fantasy. Even though Final Fantasy goes into battle modes, and unlike Chrono Trigger and Secret of Mana, where it's like real time battles and stuff.
Yeah.
It's turn based with the Final Fantasy series, Well, the original, the old ones.
Yeah.
But you could still see your characters. You know, it's this cool zoom in. You go and you see your characters. You see, limit breaks and all this stuff. You know, they draw their magic. You get to see all that, and I enjoy it. When it's first person, it's like you're seeing through your character's eyes, and then you just see this monster, and you're just like slash, go through. That's not very exciting to me, and that's where it loses me a little bit with the battle. It's just I kind of lose interest. But all the rest of the game, exploring the towns, all the different little Easter eggs and little fun, quirky things. It's very quirky. I like that. I think it's pretty funny.
Yeah,
cool.
see, and that's cool. I'm not gonna lie, but those were the main points why I didn't like the game. Was because
what I just said.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Was because of the fact that I couldn't see my character. It was more like playing a Dungeons and Dragons game back in that day. Like it was a first person. Hey, you see the enemy. You don't see exactly what you're doing. You just choose what you're doing.
So you mean text based?
Yeah.
Like evil elf has just appeared. What do you do? Slash, sword, magic.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Yeah, you remember the movie Big?
Yeah, of course.
the opening scene for that.
Okay.
When he's doing... But that was the thing, though. It was like, okay, I'm sitting here, I'm supposed to be playing in this world, and this game cost me $100. Forget the strategy guide, because bottom line, it sucks. you know what I mean? For real. It's like, what am I doing over here? I'm not seeing myself do anything. I'm not seeing any of the stuff that I would get. I mean, dumb it down a little bit. And not even that's no. Hold on, let me not even dumb it down a little bit, but make it playable. How about that?
Playable?
Make it playable.
I mean, I think it is playable. I mean, you may not like it, but I think it's kind of dumb to say it's not playable. You can play it.
Okay, I'll agree with you on that. It's not necessarily 100% playable. It's just not playable for somebody who wants excitement or for somebody who wants fun.
Someone who enjoys video games.
Somebody who enjoys video games is not going to put in Earthbound and be like, man, this game is awesome. It's not going to happen because you need a strategy guide to understand what you're doing next.
So you don't like the rockabilly music, the dun dun dun, you know?
I'm not.
Okay.
The music was awesome. The gameplay, other than those aspects of it, I had no problem with it. You know, set up like your standard RPG, overhead view, all that stuff. You know, that was kind of cool. And you gotta understand. Whenever I got a hold of Earthbound, I was really excited because I had never played it.
Mm-hmm.
Never played it, and maybe that's part of the problem. I never played it as a kid. You know, I played it as
that is always
in
an
my
issue.
20s.
That is always an issue. I will say that more often than not, if you've played a game as you're a kid, you're going to have better and fonder memories of it because of that nostalgia. A lot of the stuff that I like right now, a lot of people would say, "Oh, I don't like that's a crappy game." Well, a lot of it, the reason why I like it is because maybe I rented it back then and I have fond memories of it. It happens, all right? That's nostalgia. We all do it, right?
Yeah.
I do think that if you actually maybe gave it another shot and played it more than 30 minutes, knowing that you're an RPG fan. Now, I wouldn't say that to somebody who wasn't an RPG fan, I wouldn't say that. I would be like, hey, don't waste your time. However, you do like RPGs, and I think maybe you were just maybe you were in like didn't smoke enough weed or something that day you played it or something. I don't know. Maybe you just weren't having a good day. I think if you gave it another shot, you may grow on you a little bit. It is one of those games maybe that it takes a little bit of time to grow on you, maybe longer than 30 minutes.
Okay, and
and I will say, it gets pretty dark and twisted near the end, and I'm not going to reveal what happens, but it gets pretty effed up. You're like, what is that? Okay, I'm not going to get too much into it.
You see, now you're getting me in.
See?
No, I'm not falling for this trick.
But you don't even have the game. You don't even have the game, right?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't. I would ask. You know what? Honestly, even though I don't like the game, I never liked the game. Your words are wise at this moment, and I do. It's like, maybe. If I gave it another chance, maybe. I don't see it happening, but at the same time, maybe.
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 Knowing that the further along you go, the more weird and twisted and bizarre it gets.
And you know what? Maybe you're right. You know, maybe it's one of them games kind of like Secret of Evermore, where whenever you start off, it's really lighthearted, but by the time you get towards the end, it becomes extremely dark and extremely twisted and everything like that.
And like I said, like I haven't beat it. I've only got about halfway through, but I started to get that feel, and also I know because I've watched videos on it. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I kind of have it spoiled for me, but I'm like, no, I'm not going to play it again anytime soon anyway. Before we wrap this up, though, I want to know real quick. You say you don't have a copy, and this is a really extremely expensive game.
Yeah.
So how did you end up playing it?
A ramen emulator. I ended up playing it through a ramen emulator. I'm pretty sure it was legit. Yeah, I mean, because
you maybe played like a fan hack or
something. No, I didn't know.
Right.
No, this was no fan hack. This was just boring. Okay. So.
Okay.
I'm just
fair
saying,
enough.
But maybe I was a little harsh on it. Maybe I wasn't. I would be willing to give it another try. I don't own a copy. However, I might be willing to give it another try. It just seemed, I don't know. It just seemed like it was too much, and maybe it was because I was that young. You know what I mean? Because I've like Star Ocean. I love the Star Ocean series, and those are extremely complicated in everything that you do and the combinations of things. But maybe I just wasn't ready for it at the time. You know.
All right. Fair enough.
I don't know.
Fair enough.
But maybe time will tell.
All right, so what do you think of Earthbound? Leave a comment below. I don't think this was much of a debate as it was a discussion, so I don't think anybody won or lost, but we would like to know your opinion. Thanks for watching. Any last words?
Earthbound sucks.
It doesn't suck.